Welcome everyone. So today I'm interviewing Colonel Jaibans Singh. He is a retired army veteran, a socio-political analyst, prolific writer and author. So he is here to talk with us about our beautiful land of five rivers, and that is Punjab. The name is also made of Panch and Aap. Panch stands for five and Aap, water. So this is the land of five rivers: Satluj, Ravi, Vyas, Jhelum and Chenab. So in the Punjab, agriculture is the mainstay of Punjab's economy, and it is considered to have best infrastructure in India. The initiative of Green Revolution has been keenly taken forward by the people of Punjab. Now, Colonel Jaibans sir is here to tell us more about Punjab. So let's start the conversation with sir. So sir, we'll start with your opening statement on Punjab. How do you perceive Punjab as a state and a region?
Thank you, Megha, for calling me for an interview with the Punjab Pulse. It is always an honor to speak about Punjab, and that also with a platform like yours. So, as far as Punjab is concerned, naturally, since I'm a Sikh and a Punjabi, so I consider this to be the best place in the world. Also, I consider India to be the best country in the world, having been a soldier here for so long. But there are many reasons for me to be very proud of Punjab. The first is the rich culture of Punjab, which has developed with the test of fire over so many centuries. And, it is said that even during the time of Mahabharata, Punjab played a very critical and a crucial role and was a very important place at that time. And then from then onwards, culminating to the time of the Sikh Empire, which was one of the largest empires in this area, which had been created by the breakdown of two very big empires, which had held sway for something about 1,000 years, the Afghanistan Empire and the Mughal Empire. So Punjab has got a lot to give to the nation and to the world, and for which reason I am very proud of being a Punjabi, and I'm very proud of being in Punjab.
Very nice, sir. So, Punjab is also known for its contribution to the nation, especially to the army and agriculture. So, how do you look at this contribution?
Army, yes, of course. There was a time when I was young, when anybody from Punjab who could not get into the army was considered to be, not very successful person. So joining the army was a prestige issue in those days when I was there. Army was first, and after that came, engineering and doctors. So, but slowly, I think this thing of the army is going down, and people are opting more to go abroad, which I think is a trend which has to be stopped.
Right.
It has to be curtailed. And through your medium, I would like to tell the boys in Punjab and the girls too these days that army is a wonderful, wonderful career. And it gives you more money than what you need as a normal human being in this world. So money is not the only criteria. Money can be earned. I mean, you can have a comfortable life here also. There is no need to run to Canada for the same. As far as agriculture is concerned, agriculture, of course, we are the proud harbingers of the Green Revolution, which took India out of its food scarcity. And that was, of course, more than 5 decades back. And after that, sadly, in so doing, we have actually spoilt our lands very badly. So this is the time for us to have a solid rethink on our agricultural policies and also on our other professional pursuits. We should not have left out on our predominance in the army and that side, because that is something which comes naturally to us. So I would say that we should go back to that side as an alternate method of employment. And along with that, we should also look for other alternatives to agriculture and other alternative agricultural practices also, which are more conducive for our environment and for the manner in which we are living.
Well said, sir. Well said. Sir, and what about sir Pakistan? Pakistan is constantly attempting to create unrest in Punjab. So, what can be done to offset this inimical designs?
See, Pakistan will do what Pakistan has to do. And we being a frontier state, whether it is Punjab or it is Jammu and Kashmir, as also the Union Territory of Ladakh, which is also facing not only Pakistan on one side but China also. So both inimical neighbors that we unfortunately have.
Yes.
So Pakistan is quite definite that if it can create unrest in Punjab through whatever means, it will gain a tremendous amount of traction in its overall policy of 1,000 cuts, which is meant to break India. So you have to realize that Pakistan first tried to create unrest in Punjab. That was in 1984, and it is only when it did not work out to the manner in which Pakistan wanted to do so that it went towards J&K. And over there, it gained more success than it gained in Punjab, for which reason that place was infested with a terrible amount of terrorism for almost 3 decades, until recently when it has been totally contained and finished. Now, Pakistan has turned its eyes towards Punjab. And
Yes.
the basic factors of doing something like this, which Pakistan depends upon all the time, is drugs, as also, giving arms and raising revolutionary tendencies amongst the youth. So that attempt is there towards Pakistan, and even our chief minister has spoken about it, and the chief minister knows it very well because he's himself a soldier. So we have to be very vigilant about all these things, and we have to ensure that Pakistan is not able to fructify with its very devious aims.
Yes, sir. True, sir. One should be vigilant, right, sir? Well said. Sir, and sir, what about sir farm agitation? Because the recent farm agitation has been spearheaded by Punjab. So, and despite many rounds to talks, there is no solution in sight. So, what is your opinion about this situation, sir?
Look, firstly, I would like to make it very clear that there are certain inhibitions that our farmers have, and there are certain, fears that they harbor in their minds regarding the future, which will come by due to as a result of these farm agitations, these farm bills. So it is incumbent upon the government, not only the central government, but also the state government, to allay these fears. And it should have been done at an appropriate time. If it had been done at an appropriate time in an appropriate manner, then they would not have become so insecure so as to get into this massive agitation. So the basic parameters of the agitation are absolutely justified, and what we are seeing is definitely agitation of farmers. But as it happens in India, which has been happening for quite some time now, that there are certain divisive forces. I have
Right.
seen these divisive forces function very, very effectively in Jammu and Kashmir for a very long time. So, whenever there is a genuine agitation anywhere, or even there is a genuine movement, these divisive forces they try to take over that agitation and they change the agenda totally. So at the end of it all, the genuineness of the agitation and the genuineness of the demand becomes sidelined, and the parameters of the agitation of the divisive forces, the vested interests, who have got a vested interest triggered by foreign forces and many other elements, that becomes primary.
Right.
So I feel that two things I feel. Firstly, the government should be very sensitive
Right.
to the genuine demands of the farmers, and they should try to work out a method of resolving them. Secondly, I feel that in a democracy, to be very rigid about how a resolution is going to come is not very right. So the farm leaders also should find a middle path to meet the government. At least try to see what these bills are all about. And if they fail, then I am sure no government in India can function without the support of the farmers. So the farm leaders do not have to go after the government to remove the bills. They will remove it themselves. No government can afford to get the farmers on the wrong sides. So I think that there has to be an equitable resolution, and the worries and the fears of the farmers have to be allied. And
Right.
alongside these divisive forces, everybody has to be vigilant about them, and they have to be defeated. We in
Right.
Punjab, we are known for our nationalist tendencies. So, for the sake of our own interest, we should not allow foreign powers to take over our work. So that is how I look at it. I think it is time for the agitation to be met with principles of righteousness and justification.
Yes, very true, sir. Very true. So, as you said that we should be vigilant, I guess youth should be more vigilant because youth had always been a driver of change in Punjab. So, what message would you give to the youth of the Punjab, sir?
You see, firstly, I'm very proud of the youth of Punjab. Their entrepreneurship, their spirit is something which has now got international recognition. They are doing so terribly well in almost all countries of the world, whether it is Australia or New Zealand, starting from that side to Canada to Britain to US.
Yes.
So they have found a very big niche for themselves, and it is only because of their entrepreneurship. I would only wish that some of them would use a little bit of this entrepreneurship within Punjab also.
Okay.
We have to, having achieved a lot as far as economic upliftment is concerned, it is now time for us to bring about the cultural upliftment of our very fundamental base, and our base is Punjab. So, in a thing like this, the example that I would like to give is that of Israel, a very small country. It is smaller than Punjab in size and population, almost half the size and half the population. And it has got the Jewish population, which is spread all across the world, and they are very rich. But at the end of it all, they could you excuse me for a second?
Yeah, sure, sir.
Yeah, my power was about to go off.
Okay.
So I was talking about Israel. So at the
Yes.
end of it all, they find their cultural moorings in Israel only, all the Jews.
Right.
Now, to bring the example slightly smaller, that we have got our people who are living in all across the world, but at the end of it all, every year they have to come to Punjab because their cultural moorings are over here. So I would like the youth abroad and in India to join together and build up on the beautiful culture and the beautiful environment of Punjab. They should work towards that. And they should spend the money in that side so that they have a more vibrant life in which they can identify, their coming generations can identify with their roots. So, being very proud of the youth of Punjab, I'm very proud of my children, I'm very proud of you. So,
Thank you.
I would like to give all of you my felicitations and wish you the very best in the future.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So I sincerely thank you, sir, for enlightening and knowledge about Punjab. So, sir, how do you visualize the future of Punjab, sir?
I look at Punjab having a very bright future because with the youth and with the people and the kind of intellectual capital and the work spirit that we people have got, I think Punjab has got a very bright future. But we
Okay,
have to
sir.
work towards that bright future. You see,
Yes.
there is something coming out from the dregs, absolute rock bottom and climbing. We are already at a very high threshold. We have to get on a higher threshold than what we are at. So we need some very good, dynamic, visionary leadership for that, and we need to change with the times. So I
Right.
am looking forward to that change. As I said, that we have to become culturally more vibrant. Baki, as far as money is concerned, I think there is enough money between Punjabis to achieve that particular aim. I people say there are many suicides. I really feel very bad for the marginal farmers who are very poor, but I don't see any reason why we should be looking at the center or anybody else to look after those within Punjab who are marginalized. We have got enough resources of our own. If you could, look at the Parsis, they
Yes.
may be smaller in number, but they are so self-sufficient. And we should also follow that example. We should become self-sufficient. We should look after our own marginalized. We should look after our own people. And we should grow together because in growing together only there is strength. And once we are culturally very vibrant, then everybody outside will also have a better feeling of self-esteem. So it is more necessary to work towards the upliftment of Punjab. Punjab is not down. It is one of the most vibrant states in the world. But to make it better, we have to move towards this cultural upliftment together. That is what is more important. Let us not look at somebody else to help us, the government of India, this, that. I'm sure we are very self-sufficient and we should be doing everything on our own.
Right. So, Sir Punjab Pulse, thank you a lot, sir, for giving your precious time to us. Thank you so much, sir.
Oh, it is always a pleasure to be speaking to you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome,
Thank
sir.
you.